Welcome back, everybody. I'm Stan,
I'm Mark.
and we are doing an audio overlay for Final Fantasy III because we lost the audio.
We're rambling.
And we're talking about, when we left off, we were talking about Kelly's Heroes. We're on Crescent Isle. We're learning about this village here. But while we're doing that, Kelly's Heroes would be my my number one war movie.
I've only seen it once, so I don't remember it 100%. But I just remember that for the time they had all these big name actors, and it was realistic enough, but it was also kind of goofy and comedic.
It's goofy and fun. And that's what I like about it. But like you said, there's still, I'm not gonna say realistic, but
okay, yeah, I guess
there's still enough grounded in reality to it that I find it to be enjoyable.
I just appreciate Donald Sutherland. His
crap game.
Yep, everything about him is just great.
It's well done. It was fun and funny and I don't know. And at the same time, it was a war movie. And you said Donald Sutherland. I was thinking Carol O'Connor. You're thinking Oddball.
Yeah, I am, but I just
sorry, my mind didn't process that way.
But that's with that show. Well, actually, with a lot of shows, it's neat to find a balance like that where it's still enjoyable, like comedic, but still, it's not too over the top. Like especially in a war film, where it doesn't feel like they're just trying to be like play it too lightheartedly.
Yeah, I know, and it's an interesting concept too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could have gone that way, where like the lines. I think it points out the fact that like lines a lot of times in war are blurred, and
yeah, just people have been doing their own thing. You don't even notice it.
Yeah,
there's so many people involved.
It's such a massive undertaking that. No, man, we ain't the American Army. We're just a freelance group. Yeah, no, that's very enjoyable, and I haven't watched it again for a while. It's been, I don't know, probably a year now, which is probably the longest in my entire life that I've gone without watching it.
I just was thinking the other day, I was like, there are a few shows that I used to watch a lot, and I need to go back and I need to spend a day and just watch like 5 different shows that I really enjoyed. Because I remember them, but I don't remember the details of them. And when I see them again, I'm like, oh, just totally new. Refreshed in my mind.
Yeah, I haven't watched much that I used to watch on a regular basis. And that part of it is just I'm a busy man. But
well, like there was a time like Pulp Fiction, I think I had on. I mean, I had a lot of shows on in the background. Like I didn't necessarily watch it.
Well, and yeah, no, there's truth to that as well.
But I had it going, and I remember like I could probably recite half the lines for a while. And then Snatch was another one where it had and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, both by Guy Ritchie, until he went to generic and made Sherlock Holmes 1, 2, and 5. Which he only made 2, but still. But those shows, like they were different. They were kind of cheeky and fun, and yeah, they're strange. I mean, Pulp Fiction is extremely strange, but
yeah.
I like quirky things like that.
Pulp Fiction, while strange, wasn't that strange. I think the thing to me that was weirdest about Pulp Fiction is when does it occur?
Oh yeah, there's no set like
what time frame does this occur in?
Like the 90s?
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of like really 70s feel to it.
Well, yeah. Like I'm trying to think. There's another movie that hey, Secret.
No, it's just story.
Oh. Not Secret. Oh yeah, this is the dude with the fire and the things.
Yeah. Okay. No, to me that was the interesting thing, one of the interesting things in Pulp Fiction. I found a lot to be very interesting about Pulp Fiction, but it's like I feel like it could have taken place in like the 60s or in the 70s or in the 80s or in the 90s. Like there's all little pieces.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is no set time for. I mean, I always figured it was set in the like 90s because they just went to a restaurant that was 60s themed, and then they drove a vehicle that was 70s.
But then when you look at them, like look at the characters,
the clothes they're wearing, how they act,
it's very, very 60s.
That's true. I never
or
thought of that
70s,
actually.
you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a layer to it.
That's what I've always found interesting about Pulp Fiction, and I enjoyed the film immensely. And then you have the whole briefcase and what's in the briefcase and
I remember in the 90s, like when the internet was just starting to be popular. Well, I mean, it was popular long before that, but still, when I was first getting on the internet, I remember there was a post where somebody was like, "What's in the briefcase?" And it was like it was on America Online. It was something really cheesy, and it was like this is Marcellus Wallace's soul, and
that was
the Band-Aid, and like they went into great detail. That was also the same time. Actually, wait, whenever the Blair Witch project came out, because that was the same time when they were building that up, and I was like, oh, just ignore that and then go to this.
I fell for the Blair Witch Project hype. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I fell for it. I was like, oh, this could be really, really cool. We got Strag out, by the by. We're definitely talking about the game here.
Hey, here's the dude. Okay, carry on.
But no, I was like, oh, this could be really, really cool. I didn't go to the theater and see it. I didn't fall that bad, but I very seldomly go to the theater to see anything. But it was like, it came out on VHS. And me and Vince, neither one had seen it. And we're like, oh, it's awesome. I hear it's awesome. It's going to be really sweet. Because we're growing up, me and Vince watched tons of beef horror movies. Like tons. Like everything we could get our hands on. We would go and rent like three movies a night and just watch crappy movies. And that being said, we were like, all right, we're going to watch this. It's going to be awesome because it's going to kind of have that B-movie feel to it. And we watched it and it was so bad. So bad.
I was even worse than that. I saw it after I heard that it was bad. And then I was like, it's probably not that bad. And then I watched it and then I got really bored like halfway through it. And then I thought that the very end was kind of neat where you just stand in the corner. But then that was all of 30 seconds. And the rest of the show was just kind of a waste.
Yeah, it was painful. I think it was...
Get away, he bites. Sorry. What a fussy old man.
I feel like it was a very adventurous project. I think it got overhyped. I think that was the price.
Yeah. One of the movies I remember that got hyped just right. Like I remember what is this about? Is The Matrix. That was before
I had no clue what The Matrix was about.
Yeah, same here. Like that was before the internet just told every single thing about it. Yep. I mean, it was probably right before it.
Yeah, no, that was that exact moment when.
And you just saw the preview. I was like, "What is The Matrix?" And then you showed some of the stuff, and I was like, "It's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense." And then I saw it, and I was like, "I was not expecting that. It's cool."
The first Matrix was one of those films. Like, I don't worship the ground it walks on, but it was one of those films that was very, very cool, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I still do. And the lobby scene is one of the coolest action sequences to me.
Yeah. And, the second and third, they were different. I understand. I appreciate where they wanted to go with it, but it just was so, like, the CGI was terrible. Like, they tried.
The God complex didn't need to exist.
Yeah, and they made it so convoluted. Like, if you try to take your time and figure it out, it does make sense, but it's so hard to follow that more moviegoers. And it didn't need to be that. Like they could have kept it. Like they could have gone a little bit higher and stopped there. But then when they started bringing it into the real world, basically, it's where I was like,
yeah, no,
And when they tried to have multiple, like all the Agent Smiths, that would have been neat, but the CGI just wasn't there for it. Like
it was like 1 year too soon.
Yeah. Like, as an example, and I go back to Black Panther, when they have a CGI fight in that, and it looks okay. You can get by with it, but you can still tell it. And it's like they're still not to the point where it's you can't, or like it's not jarring. You can still tell a total difference. Okay, the doggy sleeps fine.
Well, and I understand there are situations that require CGI.
Yeah.
There's also a benefit of practical effects.
Did he just touch him?
He just knocked him on a bed.
Oh, okay. I thought he went up there and just like, whoop, get away from me.
Tried to give him a quick handy, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. But yeah.
But no, that's where I think a lot of movies go wrong, is they lean too heavily on CGI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just
practical effects are so like. As much as I hate to go to it, I'm gonna go to Star Wars. Because it's just trite as hell to go to it. But Star Wars is as good as it is now. Like, you can still go back and watch it because they use models and puppets and, miniatures. There was so much small scale stuff done that
made up for it. Like, it made it interesting to see. Like,
it just holds up better.
Like The Thing is one I'm going to use. Like that, the 1980s one.
Yeah.
80 something. But just
you're talking the John Carpenter film.
Yes, and I went back and watched that. And you can tell it's from the 80s.
Oh, right.
Not really. It's not really that bad.
But it's done well.
Mm-hmm. And it looks really gross, and that's kind of the point we're going for. And like it fits.
Original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's another good one. And then.
And fucking brought dinosaurs to life. You know what? They used CG, but they didn't excessively use CG.
Yeah, it makes it work well. Then, like so many other people in the world, I grew up on that, and I just thought dinosaurs were so neat. And then they're like, yeah, actually, dinosaurs had feathers. Didn't look much like similar to that, but not really. Okay, that makes sense, but still, childhood disappointment.
You want childhood disappointment for you. Dinosaurs having feathers wasn't even on the radar when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I love dinosaurs. Sad day.
Yeah.
I like to believe that not all dinosaurs had feathers.
I don't think that they said all of them do, just like a good handful of them.
Well.
Like Stegosaurus, did that have feathers?
That being said, let's maybe fly away to the next episode.
Feathersaurus!
We can talk dinosaurs in the next episode.
Okay, bye.
I mean, I'm a dinosaur.
We're all dinosaurs. We have the tappy toes.
I'm just old.
Oh.
And we're not talking dinosaurs, the crappy kids show.
Not the mama.
All right,
okay,
later.
bye.